With me here now, ladies and gentlemen, is another veteran of the of Alberta politics, Minister of Tourism 10 years ago, when I think Alison Redford was Premier.
Correct.
I'd like you to welcome Christine Cusanelli, who has just watched the Premier's speech. How did she do, Christine?
Well, I served with Premier Smith. I was going to say Danielle. And you know what? I have to say I'm a huge fan. When I think about the words that she spoke today, I happened to be at the speech from the throne on Monday as well. And she's definitely paralleling the same speech. And I think that what we have to look forward to is a premier that is actually going to be very open-minded. She's going to be listening to people. To me, her promise is not just a statement. It is actually something that she's going to follow through on. So I am so proud to see a woman take the lead like she's been doing and showing a government that I think in the very near future is going to express itself to Albertans as being agile and really ready to make sure that they are open for business and that people are going to be drawn to Alberta. We are seeing, I think, on the horizon, an economic huge boom. And I think that a lot of it is going to be attributed to the moves and the decisions that she's going to be making in the very near future.
Some of the language in her speech seemed to be directed outside of Alberta. It was almost like she was making a pitch for national notice. Did you get that impression?
Well, and that's just what we need right now. Less Ottawa, more Alberta. So I'm pretty happy to hear that. And I think a lot of Albertans are feeling the same way right now.
So the biggest ovation that she got was for parental rights.
Yeah.
I look at that and I see the potential for blowback because people who are on the other side of that issue are very vocal and very committed. And I also noticed that she didn't have anything to say about the Alberta pension plan. Do you think these two issues together could be a serious problem for her as she goes forward?
Well, I have a lot of confidence in how she's going to manage and handle the outcome of both of those. So let's break it down. The first one being the parental rights. This is a topic that's been around a long time. I spent over 20 years in education, and I worked for a Catholic system. And in the Catholic system, we were always proponents of parents being the primary educators of their children. And I think that it is high time that we start talking about this at the level of government, because it has long been a piece that people have been able to take for granted. And I feel like with some of the rhetoric that's going on out there is no longer something that we can take for granted. And just like she stood up to Ottawa, she is now standing up to some of this extreme talk about who is going to be educating children in our schools, when in fact, the most important primary person to be educating kids is their parents. So that's my
stance. Do you think this motion is going to pass?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, obviously in the room, this was the appetite for it, and I for one am a big supporter of parental rights in education.
What about the pension plan? Do you think that's got wings?
Well, you know what I love about it is that there isn't this sort of like hardline approach to, this is the direction we're going in. And there's a lot of people who are out there touting, stay hands off of my CPP. But this is a question that she is putting before the electorate to say, you know what? I'm going to consult with you. I want to hear what you have to say. And in the end, that's how government is going to govern and make decisions. That's a huge difference from governments in the past, where there was a kind of even in the government that I served in, which I can admit, it came across to the public that we were just making decisions because these were, this is the direction we wanted to go in. And you have to have that grassroots perspective. And I feel like Danielle Smith is going to be agile and be able to listen to the grassroots, and we're going to see a lot of really, really great things happen. Whether or not it passes really doesn't matter. We're giving opportunity to everybody to have a say.
And isn't that what democracy is about?
Absolutely.
Christine Cusanelli, thank you very much for dropping by the Western Stand.
Always my pleasure, Nigel. Thanks so much.